Yes, your eyes are not deceiving you. You see, Jarrell's there. You definitely need him. If you guys don't know why, in his golden state, he reduces damage reduction. He has extra damage. I mean, just the damage reduction bypass is a vital factor part of his kit, and because he's 500% buffed, he's doing like 26k DPS. He's kind of busted. I'm not gonna get too much into it because don't want to say much more. That's all I'm gonna say. Alucard, yeah, he's needed. And Astolfo, I'm sure a lot of you guys, if anyone was trying it before, they would have not guessed him, but he's kind of essential as well. So when the rifts come out, the new event, the raiding rifts, which is like tonight, you guys should pre-farm currency if you don't have a Astolfo and get a Valstone when he rotates back into rift. What else is there to say? Alucard needs Sundry who's there. Yeah, there's not much more to say. And anyway, we hit 3k subscribers, so I'd like to thank you guys from the bottom of my heart. I didn't really expect to get 3k like this soon, but kind of crazy, I hope to hit 5k by the end of the year. If we can do that, you might as well just sub up and help me achieve my goals. And for any strat, I'm kind of proud of this strat. Definitely a good score, and I'll try to optimize this even more. I'll try different things and numerous amount of things, but this is it so far. I'm quite close to Kaguya, as you can see. I'll probably get this video out tomorrow. Get Kaguya and gamble like last time. I hope Escanor does not cook me this time. So, I mean, the Kaguya doesn't cook me like how Escanor happened in it. So, I guess I'll see you in the strat, and I hope you guys have a great day. Okay. So basically, this strat, what I say is too hard. It shouldn't be too hard, to be honest. As you can see, the score on the top is 12. I mean, 3.12. I mean, 13.12 billion. This will be a lot higher, of course, as you saw with the title one, whatever. But yeah, follow my farm order for this part, because this is the optimal farming way. Instead of the normal branded way, you get like 50 more yen from this, so it could come in handy at some point for your run, because as we know, all enemies have a RNG randomized yen drop, but since we have a farm for this strat, it shouldn't be too bad. And luckily enough, this tournament is not as laggy as the last one, so it just gives me a conclusive thoughts about it's just that map. I've had the two tournaments we had on the Underground Church have just been lag fests, so pretty confident it's just that map. And as I said, it's the enemy typing. It's just the the enemy models for those two black shadows. Yeah, they're crazy. But you'll see this strat shouldn't be too hard to follow. I didn't really regen farm like to the best of the best, at the best I could, but you'll see there's not really much room for regen farming. But if you can make it work, fair play to you guys. Here you got a store for down to break shields. You see that big giant can get a shield taken off as well. Here you need to get your generals down. If any of you guys find like different placements or any more ideal placements, let me know. Just copy my Discord in it. But yeah, for those that skipped the intro, join my Discord. There's a few giveaways going on hosted by someone else. So you might as well just join and check the giveaways out, and also talk with others if you want, because we stream sometimes, we hop in VC sometimes, and it's just low key chilling it. So you might as well just join up. This these enemies should not be an issue because it's very early on. But yeah, remember that alley pod there is for bleeding that pure giant, and you can easily just kill it with the here over here. After that, pure giant, he should die soon enough. And he saw, and then next wave skip should get enough money for Black Dragon Lightning. See, once he's full AoE, you want to go to the back and place your Sanjiroos and start auto-rising them when you can. Here you want to place your Alucard and get him to misform. And as you can see, you're not hitting the corners ideally, but a Stormfront will buff his range and make it all, we'll just make it corner perfectly, so it's fine. See, we Hippogriff over here in that gap, and boom, his range increased and he's hitting perfectly around all edges. And here you want to place your other units, 2 heroes up front, and 1 more Alucard up front as well. Here I was just checking what a Stormfront's ideal placement would be for when I Hippogriff later. Here you want to get here upgraded. 2 heroes at the back, 2 heroes at front. As you can see, you just follow with the Alucard just to keep the bleed up. Yes, the summon should just kill regardless, but you don't want to take risks. While here, you're going to put your Sanju at the back, I mean your Staff at the back, to Hippogriff these Sanjibus, giving them a 20%, 10% damage buff. You guys are probably thinking, what am I doing that for? But I've explained it in the previous 2 tournament strats, the last 2 Traitless videos. You want the difference between the Sanjibu's damage stat. Okay, my English is not Englishing. I'm struggling. I was saying you want the difference between the Sanjibu's own damage strat. Okay, I'm flipping struggling. Okay, so basically, simplest way to say this. So the gap slash margin between Sanjibu's damage stat and the mob's HP needs to be as minimalistic as possible, because the higher the gap, the more mana he uses when summoning the mobs. Okay, I explained it simply, I guess. Hope you guys understood that, because low-key, I'm so fried right now. But I'm not really as fried as last tournament, because this one was not too bad to deal with. It wasn't that bad. Still got 6 more days, and I'm hoping I can at least hit 15.5 billion, 16 million. I'll think of something, hopefully. I plan to try no farm, but I'm not sure. There's not really any good spark units. All of them are ass. Virgil's ass. Don't get me started on the other ones. The other ones are just not worth speaking about. Brisket and Gearboy, they can't really function properly because they got meters, so kinda cooked on that. But here you wanna make sure when you're spellbooking the Hiei that the Hiei is within Stoppel's range. You'll see me do it later. For some reason the spellbook only works on units in his range, which I don't know why it's like that. Because I've tried so many times on other units that are not in the range. Spellbook buff does not want to work. As soon as you got this, you're going to be spearing at that point. If you're wondering what the spear does, but it creates like replicas of the enemies. And those enemies, the replicas of the enemies, like 20% of their max HP. It chips away all that HP off them, so you're basically just taking 20% HP off the enemies just for free. Here you want to make sure you get this Alucard early. If you forget, it cooks your run heavily. So you want to make sure you get this Alucard early, so the bleed is up, the bleed up time is there. And from here you can just focus your gyros. Gyros, Giro, whatever his name is. And with your gyros, you're gonna leave them at upgrade 9 because it takes about 9 attacks from upgrade 9 to hit golden state, max golden state. And when he's in golden state, his passives get enhanced, and that is what you need from him because when it's enhanced, he's bypassing damage reduction. So full bypass, which is crazy. And Loki, I didn't even get to show you guys in the intro, but yeah, I'll probably show you in the next video. But Loki, Jiro, like his poses within his attack animations are so clean. Like the old devs get a lot of hate, yeah, but I can't, they kind of cooked to this guy. His poses within his attack animations, they're so clean. I didn't know this guy was too tough. Johnny, he's just ass. Diego, he might be alright, but it's still kind of bad. Gyro, he's actually good for tourneys where he's got some crazy buffing, I guess. Don't think I'd ever use Johnny in a 500% buff tourney if you ever got 500%. He got a 500% buff like ages ago. Didn't not use him. And I guess somehow using Gyro. But I'm not talking about the strat too much, sorry, but it shouldn't be too hard to follow. It's just upgrading units to a certain point. But remember, all gyros to upgrade 9. And from this point, you're going to be upgrading your Sun's views. I'm pretty sure I'll start doing it soon. But keep an eye on your snowfall for the spear cooldown and your gyros when they hit golden state. It should be when they hit 91k damage. You saw that the range went up, the SP went down, and the damage went up. And here, now at this point, you're only going to use Sun Reviews. So as I said before, you want his own damage stat to be as high as possible. So he's using less mana when summoning. Just remember, the main thing about this strat is just focusing on Snowfall and keeping up the spears and just constantly using them. Making sure after you spear, you want to be using your spellbook on that here up front. But yeah, one little thing you just saw me do there was set all your full AoE units to bosses, so you can track where the boss is, especially the errand bosses and the attack titan, because for some reason they're so just so hard to follow. I mean, attack titan is quite easy to track, but especially the errand bosses, these guys are flipping tiny and fast. So having them certain bosses, you will know when to spear and who to spear, of course. As you can saw, if you want to pause and go back 10 seconds, you can see the passive. Yeah, I forgot, but you want to be constantly doing your spellbook as soon as you speared, after you speared. Something you don't want to forget. See, he hit 91k damage, now not, and now can avoid him. He's just non-stop doing the same thing. Just don't forget, and you won't really struggle at this point. Even though these mobs look tanky as hell, Stoffels souls actually just take off a lot of HP from these guys, and makes a big difference. As you can see, things are really smooth, to be honest. There's not really much I can say. Nothing's really gone too bad. Also, when you see leaks like that, it's not really leaks, I'd say, when just enemies get a bit too far. you want to be switching your furthest gyro to first priority. See, as you can see, just non-stop spearing, upgrading Sanjibus, and spellbooking to Hiei. When you see his go to when you see his damage go to like 112k, that's when you know he's spellbooked. And once you see the mobs around here at this little bend part, like calm down a bit, tone down a bit, that's when you switch your gyro back to closest. Okay, next one will be this guy to upgrade 9 or 10, I don't know. Yeah, 9 or 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. See, I did it after, I didn't really notice it until later on. But it helps you tracking the boss. I'm gonna get this guy to upgrade 10 as well. Just for that extra range and just more bleed, of course. And the Stoff will use it as soon as possible. Sadly, I didn't really hit the boss on this one, but those summons just tear down the boss anyway, so it's fine. We'll see. I barely missed him. Barely. Look at those summons, they just flipping destroy him. Yeah, you never look for the optimal placement for this guy because it's very necessary. See, as I said, this strat is not really too hard, to be honest. As you can see, we're spearing again. Not really much to say, to be honest. That's why I'm so quiet. Now, what is there even to talk about? Well, yeah, they've released a new sneak for Berserk. I think it was Griffith. And he uses like Exile Sacrifice and did the Eclipse, whatever he does. It looks kind of clean, you know. Not gonna lie. And my prediction from the update, I think it should drop around next weekend. If it doesn't, I guess that's kind of good from them though, because low-key 4-week wait is not it, and 3 weeks at minimum, which is next weekend. Are you gonna move that here from the front, the one that's not getting spellbooked to the back, because you need a bit more extra DPS over here to deal with these guys. Yeah, as you can see, all the gyros on first. I'm pretty sure if you were following the video, you would have noticed that. Oh, it's already nearly 1 AM on match days, man. Put this out, put this video out, and go sleep. I best not wake up to anything being posted that's tournament related because low-key I cannot be bothered to deal with these other guys. Low-key, why do they copy me? Or why do they copy me? But yeah, as you can see, we use the spear, and then after that, we look at the leaks behind, and now, yo, they're leaking very bad. And here, what you could do is you could move that same here from the back to the right, which I eventually do after, but it would have been better if it was earlier. As you can see, I did it now over here on these little I mean chairs. Spam upgrade, get them to max. And then we place our front blue back here to help support these mobs. These summons need some help. And I do not know why it was lagging, but game was not on my side. And I'm pretty sure after that, the front, very front here, we're just struggling along. As you can see, we are dealing with it very well. And there's 27 seconds left. I turned the auto off because, as you gotta do know, you can buy extra time for that with that off. And low key, I fumbled the bag at the end, so you will see. I was meant to click yes, and I was a bit too greedy, and yeah, it kind of saw the run. So basically, that's it for the video. If you're new around here, like, subscribe, and yes, I'll see you in the next one. Make sure to not make the same mistake as me. Peace.